Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings. We're talking baseball. It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans?
Did anyone hear that?
I hope so. Happy Tuesday. Let us know in the comments like immediately if you can't hear us, because as we just went live, we're over here bullshitting about nonsense on 4th of July. Happy 6th of July, by the way.
Yes.
And the little intro song and video that plays, shout out to Zeps. We didn't hear it in our ears for the first time, like maybe ever. And I don't know if I had touched something over here, but whatever. Port 3 seems to be working.
Port 3.
Happy Tuesday, guys. I know it's a short work week for you. Maybe not for everyone.
It's a long work week for me already.
Long work week for Julia. She's got dog drama going on. But, I take it back. I know some people did work yesterday, so thank you for your service. If you're a delivery driver or whatever you may be doing, if first responder, whatever, thank you for everything. But yeah, 4th of July, we're just kind of doing a little quick recap of our own on some things that went down on Sunday. We had a fun time. Hopefully you had a safe one wherever you were. I want to give a special shout out to Nelson Figueroa right off the bat.
Sure.
Because he has been asking me to be on his show a couple times. He's like, hey, can you come on? Can you do this? And for whatever reason, he probably thinks I'm trying to duck him, but I have been having to say no. And yesterday he was like, hey, you got like 20 minutes for me today? I'm like, dude, I would love to, but I'm shot. And I'm cleaning my backyard. Like, off and on.
Yesterday's a hard day to squeeze in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Darren's backyard was in rough shape.
Yeah.
We left Sunday night.
I looked out the window when I woke up on Monday morning.
Yes.
And I was just like cursing. Like, I don't want to do this. You know, like when like you have something that you need to do, you don't want to do.
I was literally just saying before we were going on air, it was like when I left your house, I felt guilty. I was like, I should come back tomorrow and help clean.
No, it's okay. It wasn't that bad.
No, it just always looks worse.
I did it in waves. Like I went out for a couple hours in the morning and then went in for like some food and stuff and then went back out, took a rest. Like but it took like the large part of the day to like get the backyard looking somewhat normal again.
Imagine what like every single day stadium staff has to do to clean out a stadium to make it spotless.
But they got teams,
day.
You know, it was just Kelly and I just trying to get it done, but we did it. And the good thing is I have a dumpster here, so I brought some stuff here to throw out.
Perfect.
So my backyard's looking somewhat presentable.
Access to a dumpster, that's huge.
Yeah. Access to a dumpster is definitely huge, especially when like Monday's our pickup day and we missed Monday because it was a holiday.
Terrible.
So yeah, it is what it is. So share the show if you're watching right now. And we have some cool stuff to give away this week.
Post it on your wall.
Post on your wall if you're watching on Facebook. Hit the little retweet button if you're on Twitter. If you're on those other platforms that you're listening afterwards as a podcast, just pop on over and do what we say. And that's how you get in the running. Yes. So this week we are giving away some stuff from the Mets. So we talked about this last week, and we were happy to say that we are giving away this weekend's Jacob deGrom jersey to 2 lucky fans that are watching the show, or maybe as a replay, you're doing this afterwards. If you just retweet on Twitter or hit the little share button on Facebook, and that's how you will be put in the running to win one of these Jacob deGrom jerseys. If you don't win and you want to get one, just go to the game this weekend. That's how you can get them. I think the first 12,000 fans on Saturday can get one. So definitely either get in early on Saturday or just try to win from us.
It's an outing on Saturday,
It is an outing on Saturday.
Let's go.
Saturday is going to be a fun one. I love those 4 o'clock
starts. I know.
Starts.
4 o'clock starts the best. Yeah. Especially on the weekends.
I understand why games have to be later, prime time, marketing and commercials and so on and so forth. But 4 o'clock games, as far as a fan is concerned, it's awesome. So,
I honestly my ranking is 4 o'clock games, 7 o'clock games, 1 o'clock games. I don't like 1 o'clock games. I don't like having to, and maybe it's because I live far from the stadium, but I don't like having to wake up early to go to a baseball game. Like if I want to sleep, it's a weekend. If I want to sleep in and then not set an alarm and I don't know.
I'm thinking tailgate wise, 4 o'clock is the best.
And also, tailgating, because I mean, the way we tailgate, it's like you're starting drinking by 10 o'clock in the morning for a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah.
It's a little
Or
too early.
earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we're doing like kegs and eggs.
Right.
Like people are like having like a buffet, like breakfast spread at
Right.
the tailgate,
And completely off brand for me. You wouldn't tell by looking at me, but I'm not a mimosa girl. So I don't want to be drinking anything else that early in the morning.
Shout out to Zappa. Zappa's a mimosa boy. Every time we go to a game.
He's a mimosa girl.
Yeah, well, no. He's a mimosa boy. So like he'll show up to a tailgate with just a bottle of orange juice and a bottle of like some kind of
I think it's him and Lexi get the
Roger or
Prosecco.
something.
Yeah.
He's always starting it off right with that. So let us know where you're watching from. We'll shout you out here in the comments or through the comments onto the screen here.
Yes.
The Mets are still in first place. It is July. They got through June, which is historically a hell month for them.
Yeah.
They are 44-37, first in the East, 7 games over 500, and a 4-game lead over DC. So exactly the same as last week as far as
that's
games up.
fine.
Yeah.
I would like more, but we're still in first. And you told me this in May when everybody started getting hurt. I would not have thought so. So I am just, I don't know. I can't get greedy. Like I want more, but like I'm also just like, this is so much better than I thought it would be. So I got to just vibe with it.
Absolutely. So shout out to Glen Cove. Shout out to St. Augustine, Florida. We got New Jersey. We got Staten Island. We got Reading, Pennsylvania. We got Kansas. Bunch of people checking in. So happy Tuesday to you. I know this is like kind of like a random start for an 11 a.m. show, but Julia's got her hands full with the dogs today. So she's got her things to do. I will constantly play this stupid "Who Let the Dogs Out" sound every time I'm talking about Julia and her job.
Fine. It's kind of Mets related. Didn't the Mets used to play "Who Let the Dogs Out"?
Yeah,
way back when it was first out. So it's Mets related.
Whatever. This is a Mets and whatever show. Everyone has come to know that you watch Orange and Blue thing just as much about Julia's dog walking as Jeff McNeil coming back to the lineup.
Orange and Blue thing is very open to interpretation. Nowhere in the title Orange and Blue thing does this say Mets.
No, it says stuff that Mets fans might care about.
Right. But also just orange and like anything could be orange and anything could be like we're not specific. Exactly.
Or orange.
Kind of orange.
Even though, orange juice isn't really orange. It's kind of like yellowish orange, but still orange enough.
We're way off the
rails. Anyway, so Lindor last night.
Yes, this was strange.
This I made it to because I'm going to be completely honest with everyone. I even wrote it this morning on the Seven Lines Twitter account. I fell asleep.
That's fine.
I was sitting in the struggle bus yesterday, and by game time, I put Amelia to sleep. We read books. We did the whole nighttime routine, and then I laid down for like 10 minutes thinking, all right, I'm going to go back downstairs and watch the game, and then that was it.
No, that was it.
Kelly woke me up at like 10:15. I was dead on the bed, and I did open my eyes to see the Mets were winning at that point, but I did not make it to the end of the game.
Well, the last inning was kind of scary, so it's probably for the best.
So I'm going to preface this by saying it did work out.
Yes.
Lindor bunting to move the runner over did work out, but I do not want our $341 million man going up there thinking that he needs to bunt in order to move the runner over instead of just trying to drive the runner in.
So that's why
swing the bat.
Louis said that was all indoor. He all but said, I wouldn't have done that personally. That was all indoor. And it makes you think, I agree, you're not paying him to be bunting. But it makes you wonder like how in his head is his performance this year. If he thinks in that spot, the only way I can do my job right now is to bunt and get myself out. That's a little concerning. It worked. So all's well that ends well. But I don't want to see that anymore.
Like, Lindor did bunt, move the runner over, and it worked, but he doesn't say like he actually agrees with it.
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk about this really quickly because we were talking about dogs, and I know that it keeps up with the theme of a lot of your life. So yesterday, the Mets put on Twitter. I don't know how this came to be. I think you said it was like a famous person's dog.
Girl who's I don't know if she's tagged in this tweet, but she ended up being found. So in whatever second tweet they posted, but the owner of this dog is apparently like a famous person. I think she's an actress or something. But apparently her dog got lost within like a mile of Citi Field. So the Mets tweeted about it, and she was found, which
is weird though,
was
because
found safe and sound.
There's not that much right near the stadium, like mileage
That's
wise.
what's scary is there's just like cars. It's not like there's safe places for a dog to hide out.
So the dog was found. This was tweet yesterday at 4th of July at 6:17. Maybe the dog got scared of fireworks or something and ran away.
It can't. Oh, there you go.
And then yesterday,
yes, that person. I don't know who they are. Mallory
Edens. It's her dog.
Yeah.
And they somehow found the dog.
Yeah.
So good by them. And I don't know if Twitter actually helped with that in any way, shape, or form.
Listen, huge PSA, guys. I have to say it as a dog person. Do not have your dogs outside on the 4th of July.
No.
They don't like fireworks. You can say they don't. They're terrified. It is the #1 day of the year every single year statistically that dogs get lost. And I know saying this on July 6th doesn't help, but for next year, keep your dogs in a safe place. Drug them if you need to, as recommended by the vet.
Nash was at our house.
I did, but he had to hide in the basement, right?
Yeah, Nash was in the basement. Shout out to the Black Knicks.
So cute.
So last night before I did fall asleep, I heard this little nugget on the broadcast, and it makes total sense. But Gary said that the Mets have had just under 50 players dressed so far this year.
That's insane.
And actively play in a game.
What's insane is that they're in first place.
Right.
That's crazy.
It's insane. Like I was thinking, could you not to do it right now, but do you think you can name the 50 players? I
couldn't name them. I don't even know.
If you go like position by position.
Jesus. I don't even know. This happens every week. I don't even know. Like I know random names. I can't tell you what position they played. Like like I've just seen names and jerseys. Like I used to be like, I don't know, when I was younger and it's like all you have in your life is to focus on baseball and like learn all the players or whatever. Like I probably would have, but I've just been too busy this year to like learn the entire bench mob squad.
I bet you could. Like, well, we don't have to do it right now, but I really bet you if we sat down and talked about it for a second, we could probably jot them down.
It'd be good for the trivia
you write
brand.
down the regulars, and then you throw in like Almora, Trick, like.
But I'm going like more obscure, like. I don't even know.
Think of one.
Is it McKinney? Is that his last name?
But he's been out for a while
but
now.
like I still can't tell you what position he plays.
You don't need to.
I
just saying
should
names.
though.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
I bet you. Like I know you got your hands full today, but I bet you if we wanted to, not that we're going to waste.
Breakdowns, I'll jot down names.
Not that we're going to waste like 10 minutes of the show right now doing this live on the air, but I bet you we could do it.
All right, we'll work on it.
So another guy that actually hit the IL. We found out last night on the broadcast because we thought it was going to be Gary, Keith, and Ron, but it was only Gary and Ron. Because our buddy Keith Hernandez had a little mishap at home, and they had fun with it. Like I thought at first they were gonna like be more like somber about it, and then they had the graphic of him like laying in a bed. Keith Hernandez laying in a bed with like his toe up.
Well, did you also hear like what Keith said when they asked like, do you want us to talk about this on air?
Yeah, he's like, I don't want it to be about me.
He's like, it's always about me.
Yeah. So if you missed it, I'm sure you didn't by now, but. Anthony DeComo tweet this out. Best wishes to Keith Hernandez. He needed 8 stitches in his big toe following a hot tub related gardening accident. Sounds totally fake,
but
it
was real.
Per Gary Cohen and SNY. So I guess the story goes is Keith was trying to use some like hedge clippers or something while standing on a hot tub, which is even like the edge is generally pretty slippery because it's like usually plastic of some sort. So he fell and got hurt. So it adds to the long list of weird things that surround this team, whether it be Jerry Blevins tripping on the curb,
falling off of a curb, like twice.
And Jerry Blevins, by the way, he tweeted out in favor of the All-Star Game jerseys, which I think are horrendous this year. That's
shocking because I usually never disagree with anything Jerry Blevins says, but I have to disagree with that.
So he wrote something about yesterday, like how he really likes those jerseys. If you can see, if you can't see and you're listening afterwards, I'm wearing my Jeff McNeil jersey All-Star Game from 2019. I don't know. Whenever it was in Cleveland. I thought I had the year on here. I don't think it does. But obviously there was no All-Star Game last year, and this year's jerseys are pretty horrendous. I wanted to talk about this last week, and I forgot to. But every year I get an All-Star Game jersey. This year, I guess I'm going to have to get a DeGrom because everyone else got snubbed.
You have a DeGrom already?
I have a DeGrom one. I don't know what year that was. A couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it's weird. I'm going to talk shit on it and I'm going to spend money on it.
Right.
But I'm still going to get one.
Gonna get it.
So I don't know how many people are in the same boat as me where the jerseys are horrendous, but they're going to get one anyway.
You just have to because it's a collector's item.
Yeah. Well, if I ever eventually open the 7-Line Saloon, I would like to have
That's cool.
a few different things on the walls that mean something to the group. So not that these do, but like
every year since the 7-Line's been in existence of all stars.
Yeah, something like that. Cool. And like maybe one framed shirt from every outing on the wall or something like that. Something cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you're going to buy one of those horrendous jerseys. People were writing to Draft Neck Mark. He wrote something yesterday like the jerseys are growing on him now that he sees the back, the way that they did it with the font and the name and number. Mm-hmm. But what they're doing is if you've been in an All-Star game before, under your number is a star. So how many stars you like?
Oh.
Mike Trout's got like
Right.
a dozen.
That's cool.
Stroman's got
Oh,
snubs.
so DeGrom will have a bunch. So
Yeah,
your
DeGrom will have a
your
few.
jersey will come with the stars too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But see, I was holding out hope that Walker was going to make it.
I
'Cause
know.
I would like to get the Walker jersey.
I know him and Stroman got snubbed.
So Michael Power says he got one already. Trying to check in. Andy Siegel, they're ugly. Yeah. Some people are just like, they're not into it. But yeah, Stroman and Taijuan Walker both could have been.
And Diaz too,
Diaz.
honestly. The fact that Chapman made it
Right.
and Diaz didn't is just such
Well, because I
baloney.
think the way it works with the pitching, the managers decide.
yeah.
The position players is a popularity contest.
Oh my god! Oh, so the Dodgers. So who is the Dodger? It's the Dodger managers. I always forget how they do who the manager of the All-Star game is, but it's like the winners of both leagues last season, right? That's who the manager is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Walker's never been in. He's been in the bigs for 9 years
I
now.
know.
He's never made it.
He
Diaz
earned
has
it.
once when he was obviously not with the Mets, and
Yeah.
Stroman when he was with Toronto.
Right.
So DeGrom's going to be the guy, but I don't think he's going to even
I
play.
don't think he's going. I don't even think he's making the trip to Denver. He said.
The All-Star, like I know as a partner of MLB, I should get behind the things that they do and try to support the league because we are an officially licensed brand. But like,
Right.
I feel like it's so phony to go and try to push people to like vote for Pete Alonso, who is not an all-star
Right.
in my eyes. He's not an all-star anyway. He's going to be going there for the Derby.
Mhm.
But in years past, remember like the face of MLB, and it was between like David Wright
And Eric Sogard.
and Sogard. It's like, give me a break. It's like
I know.
these competitions. It's basically like what fan base
is the most
is
active
the most
online.
active on social media.
Yeah.
And how can MLB wrap people into giving them their email addresses?
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's a mailing list thing.
Yeah.
And I can't get behind
I
it.
think
So
the
I didn't
players should
vote this
vote
year.
on
I didn't
it.
vote.
I think the players should vote on the All-Star games. And honestly, if the players were to vote on the All-Star games, I would be more okay with the All-Star game going back to like having some significance of like home field advantage. I don't know if necessarily home field advantage or whatever, but if the players are deciding on it, because then you know that you're genuinely getting people that are deserving of being there as voted by their peers. But I've gotten more on board with the All-Star game in the past couple of years because it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like
Before
it's basically just a
decided home
free-for-all.
field advantage
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, if you're going to have such a baseless system for getting people in, it should be a baseless event, which is, I will say, I love the format of the home run derby now. Last year's home run derby was awesome. I think it's so much more fun.
2 years ago.
Oh my God, 2 years ago.
Is that nuts?
That's wild. Yeah, I remember watching that so vividly. I was like at a client's house because I was doing overnights with a dog, and I can't believe it's been 2 years since I've seen that dog. Sorry, I'm having my own little breakdown, but whatever. But no, I think the home run derby is so much more fun now than it was with the 10 outs. Now it's timed.
Yeah.
So much more.
So let's talk about the home run derby a little bit because our boy Pete Alonso is going to be there, and I have a feeling that like Donnie Stevenson is going to be his pitcher or something like that. It's not going to happen, but
He's definitely going to be there.
of course, he's definitely going to be there. I'm over it. You're over it.
I'm
A lot of
over
people
it.
are over it, but I don't know.
You know what? Listen, I am over it in that like the guy creeps me out that they have doing Tommy Stevens. Like I wouldn't want to be alone in a room with him, but like I think it's if the guys themselves still find it funny and it's still pumping them up, go with God.
Right.
All power to you.
Right.
But I'm kind of over it. I also, people keep being like, oh, like Pete really like is back on social media for this. If you think Pete Alonso is running his own social media at this, what every post is like a Photoshop picture of him with the polar bear head. If you think he's doing that,
Right.
I'm willing to bet Pete Alonso doesn't even know his own social media passwords at this point. Like it's all marketing.
But
So
see, like we talked about this, I think last week, and more power to every player going out there and trying to make
100% make your coin.
Make your money off the team, make your money on the side.
As you should.
Vitamin water for David Wright
Yes.
or Donnie Stevenson t-shirts on polarpete.com, whatever the website is. I think that's great.
Right.
But it almost seems to this point at this juncture in the season where the Mets are playing well, they don't need the gimmick right now.
Yeah.
And it seems like too forced to me.
It'd be one thing if they have just been an offensive machine all season long. And like the second Donnie Stevenson came, they started hitting and never looked back. But the fact of the matter is, like, for most of the season, the bats have been pretty rough. They're on like a night. They had a great weekend, great game yesterday, whatever. But I think that's where the disconnect is. It's like you want him to become this like mascot of the offense, but the offense has been so disappointing.
Right.
So
It's very hot and cold.
I don't know. Maybe second half Donnie Stevenson will
We'll
be
see.
better than the first.
So I don't know how this happened. I don't know if Pete set it up. I don't know if Diesel Donnie, the actor, decided this on his own. But last night he was in the M&M suite seats in left field. Whether it was through the Mets, I have no idea. But he was out there, and the camera caught him a few times. Also, if you notice here, I don't know if you could see it, but the guy on the left wearing the bandana, I think he's also wearing like a Donnie t-shirt. So I don't know if this was something through like Pete's agent or whatever.
I think it's a whole crew.
I don't know what's going on. But Tim Riley wrote for our blog, breaking it down if you're not up to date of what's going on with Donnie Stevenson. But he also wrote like, you know, kind of what you said too. If it's working for the team and the players are still behind it, kind of let them do their thing. We don't always have to, we don't as fans always need to chime in and have an opinion on everything.
Right. Who cares?
But this is so in our face that almost you have to comment on it.
Yeah. It's like they want it to be like our thing, but it's so just their thing. Right. Like we kind of just have found out about it accidentally is what it feels like. I saw that on my screen and I screamed.
No, I did. I know, and so did Tim because he embedded your tweets here. So these are Julia's tweets.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. And I will include myself in this. The entirety of the Mets fan base has maybe like 1.5 brain cells. This was very clearly a sarcastic tweet, and people are like, "Well, if the Mets win the World Series, I don't care what's on their World Series." I'm like, obviously, I don't either. Just oh my God, everyone needs to shut up. I'm sorry. You can show the tweet now.
So Tim ended it with P.S. If the Mets go on to win the whole thing, does Donnie get a ring? That might cause me to do a 180 on this whole thing. And then he embedded your tweets because yours said, "So help me God, if the Mets win the World Series this year, and corny ass Donnie Stevenson finagles his way onto the World Series ring." Like corny ass Baby Shark did for the Nats ring.
The Nationals literally put Baby Shark on their World Series ring, which I'm sorry. If you think that's cool, I can't help you. I get that. But that's the thing. The Nationals fans, for whatever reason, love the Baby Shark thing. I think it's so corny. I would not care what the Mets World Series ring looks like. It's just a state of we're still talking about Donnie Stevenson. Are we really making him like the rallying cry of the Mets offense when that's not what he is?
Listen, you're not alone.
That was the point. But every internet man needs to respond, well, why do you care? Let's worry about winning the World Series first. I'm like, just leave me alone.
I know that you're friends with Jenna.
I love Jenna.
So I like this tweet
Jenna's
from Jenna last night. That Donnie Stevenson actor makes me uncomfortable, and I do not claim him as part of the 2021 Mets narrative. The shtick was funny in the first post-game presser, but now it's dead. To be honest, team is good, doesn't need the gimmicks.
Agreed,
And
Jenna.
I feel like there's a lot of people that kind of are on her side of the fence with this, and I certainly am as well. But I feel like when I say it, it's almost like, oh, why? Because you're not making Donnie shirts, you're not making money off Donnie. I was like, we could probably make a Donnie Stevenson shirt if we wanted to, but we also could have made a raccoon t-shirt. There's like, not everything needs to be a
There's
t-shirt.
a lot of layers. Yeah. And I also
it's
silly. It's the same thing. I feel like with me with the trumpets, it's simply an opinion.
I love the trumpets.
And that's fine. But like, we're all entitled to be like, I think that this thing that you think is cool is not as cool as maybe you think it is. And that's fine. We're not trying to like ruin it for people. If you like the Donnie Stevenson shtick, all power to you. But like, it just seems like this is more for marketing and whatever is going on than it is for like the fans.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Pete and the player, which is fine. I don't know. It's so stupid that we're having this long of a conversation about it.
Lucho check-in. He says, just keep Pete happy.
Exactly. As long as Pete's happy, who freaking cares?
If Pete's happy and he's breaking out a little
bit. Pete's been great the past
2 home runs
games.
Against the Yankees.
He's been great.
2 RBIs last night.
Yeah.
Pete's doing his thing. So whatever. Maybe I'll come along and start doing steroids and by September I'll be a gorilla with Diesel Donnie. Because
you can get a crop top.
Well, speaking of, like, honestly, I knew I was wearing this sleeveless jersey today. Julia walks in to show up and I'm doing sit-ups on the ground. I'm doing my push-ups and shit. She's like, what are you doing?
I was literally just like head going back and forth. I was like, what's happening? Working off the weekend.
Well, I feel like shit after the past 4 days. So like, I went to a wedding on Saturday, which was awesome. Congrats to Caitlin and George. And then, Sunday was what it was. Yeah. Yesterday was what it was. I don't like having leftovers.
I know. I'll throw
So
everything
the
out.
day I can't. So like the day after you have people over, I still gouge myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, where's all this food gonna go?
No, I throw it out. If I have a party like that, or I tell people take it, or I'm throwing it out. And that usually gets people to take it if you'll tell them that it's being wasted, but I can't. I've also come up with a rule for myself is I will only eat like crap like when I'm with friends. If I'm completely by myself in my house or whatever, I try to stay strict to it.
Oh,
so
me too.
I
I'm hitting
can't
a
have
sexy salad right after this. So yeah. It is what it is. So now that we're talking about the All-Star game a little bit, we kind of not glanced over, but we've already moved on.
Right.
Do you think you want to tell the people who our next guest is that's going to be on next week?
Oh, yes. I'm so excited. So next Monday, that is the 12th, I believe.
I don't know. Yeah, the 12th,
Should
next
be,
Monday.
right? I think it's the 12th. We are going to have Daniel Murphy and his wonderful wife, Tori, who is the founder of Prom Series, which we talked about last season. Both have been up to big things since Daniel has retired. So we're going to hear from them. I'm very excited.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So especially since Murph was an all-star for the
Yes.
Mets, and he went on to great things when he left, even though he was supposedly a net negative.
Plus, there's a huge Mets contingent. There they are.
So we're gonna have Daniel Murphy on, and I can't wait to talk to him. I got a lot of stuff to ask him. So we're gonna do the same way that we've had the last few interviews. So if you're watching live, if you're listening afterwards right now, and you want to join the conversation next week, just be in the chat. So next Monday during the show, I think we're gonna do noon, right? I think we.
I have to check with Tori. She said she was going to double check with Daniel what time is good for him, but doesn't matter.
So
We'll
next
figure it
Monday,
out.
whatever, guys.
We'll confirm.
We'll let you know. We see the same people in the chat no matter what time we do the show.
Exactly.
So next week, if you want to ask Tori or Daniel a question on your own, you certainly can do so.
Yes.
And we'll pull them in here. And like we've done with Jay Horowitz, I think we did with Piazza as well. We're gonna pop up a couple photos and have him
perfect.
explain or tell us what's going
on in this
because like we've
photo.
seen some funny Murphy photos
Yeah.
and things of that nature, so we will get his reactions to some funny photos from over the years. But
so exciting.
I have no problem asking him too, like, how much did it what does it feel like to then succeed somewhere else and kind of just stick it to your old team? Because
he
much as
demolished
I
the Mets.
wanted him to be a great, like,
yeah.
I wanted him to succeed, but it seemed like he always turned it up a notch against us.
I mean, and why wouldn't you? You have the run that you have in 2015 and like don't even get an offer from the Mets. I mean,
Net negative.
And Sandy Alderson, I'm pretty sure Sandy Alderson said this, that his biggest regret as GM was not re-signing Daniel Murphy.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure he told that to Daniel Murphy. So we'll confirm next week.
So I'm going to move on to something right now because last outing we were at, it was a Tuesday night and we're standing in the front of like the Big Apple Reserve area. And I look to my right and I hear this such a loud noise, right? I know you missed that game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that? How is that so loud? These guys were spinning stuff, something like very similar to this. If you're watching live, it's wood. And it was so freaking loud. I'm like, how is this possible? What is that? And how do I get one?
Do it.
So I will. Eli and Araya. I don't. And you know what? Tell me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong. Is it Araya? I think it is Araya. So Eli and Araya Greenfield, they were with us at the game. They're like, no, we know what those are. We've seen them at bar mitzvahs. They're really freaking loud and they're not expensive. So he goes on Amazon and buys one in the stands and ships it here.
Iconic.
As a gift. And I have it now. It came the other day. This is the loudest thing it's going to be really annoying. So if you're listening afterwards, I apologize ahead of time. I'm not going to try to do it near the microphone because it's really loud. It's called a grogger. So I'm seeing in the comments here. Thanks to the fact checkers.
Woohoo.
So loud. All right, here we go. Are you ready for this?
I don't think so. Okay, go.
It's loud.
I'm ready. Go.
Unbelievable, right?
How did that get allowed in the stadium?
I don't know, but how does it not fall apart? It's wood, and how does it not crack?
Why is wood making that
Look at
sound?
this thing. It's held together by 3 nails.
How does it? I don't even understand the science.
Spins. It's like, like the party things on like
yeah, but like
New Year's Eve, the little metal ones.
I don't like no. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of it. How does it make the sound?
Oh, it says Mindy wrote we use them on Purim. It's pronounced Raya. Okay, I got it. No A, just Raya.
Okay.
I think I got it. Yeah. Say the letters, he said. REA. Unbelievable. So I'm bringing this on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
And if it's not allowed, Mets tell me it's not allowed.
You know what I actually heard? My friend Kristen went to the game yesterday and security at first was like trying to confiscate cookies that she was bringing in. They brought over like the head of security was like, oh no, cookies are fine. Apparently Citi Field has brought in like a whole new security team. So there's like all new
You
people.
could always bring food.
I know, but there's a whole new team, and so they don't know the rules. So like they have to like get the managers to be like, oh yeah, it's fine, whatever. But apparently Citi Field has new security going on. So
Really?
yeah, that's what Kristen was told. They're like, oh sorry, yeah, we have a whole new team. I don't know what that's about. I don't
Well,
know if that's part of Steve Cohen's personnel shakeup.
understand-
There was a few personnel moves being made. Did you hear about that?
did we talk about this last week?
I don't think so. The team cook,
Yeah, Bumbleina.
which shocked me. She's been there for.
Are you
her
sure
and
we didn't
her-
talk about this?
No, her and her
I
mom.
think we did because I someone in the comments last week. I thought I remember them writing the name in the comments.
I don't think we did. Maybe
Anyway,
we
yeah,
did. But her
she's-
and her mom have been there forever. I was shocked to hear
And you know,
that.
remember I told you the story about like my most prized possession of memorabilia, and
No.
she hand delivered it to me.
No.
So everyone asks, not everyone, but when I would do like these Twitter Q&As, kill some time, people are like, oh, do you collect stuff? What's your favorite piece of memorabilia? Whatever. In whatever year that Dylan G was still on the team, I had given the
2012?
maybe 12 or 13, whatever.
Yeah.
I had given the team a bunch of stuff, like boxes of
Mhm.
T-shirts, and they were handing them out and wearing them. Shout out to Stroman, who was wearing one the other day.
Mhm.
And she had texted me or sent me a DM or something, says, where are you sitting tonight? Are you at the game? She came down with a team signed ball that said, thanks for the swag.
Wow.
And Dylan G had everyone sign it. So Harvey's on it, Dylan G's on it, David Wright's on it, a
that's
bunch of guys are on
sick.
it. And then she brought it to the seats. But for some reason, she was let go last week.
That's crazy. I don't
And some other clubhouse people too. So
Yeah.
something must have happened in the clubhouse
internally. Yeah.
that they didn't like,
Yeah.
and they cut them out, which is a shame because, like you said, her and
Wild.
her mom have been with the team forever.
Forever. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. Steve Cohen is making moves. But speaking of which, his tweet the other day, you saw that?
I did see that. We will get to that in 1 second because I already have
Perfect.
something else queued up here.
Let's do
We
it.
got to give our friends at Dugout Mugs another shout out because if you haven't picked up a free knob shot yet, you're really dropping the ball. All you have to do is go to dugoutmugs.com/7line and you can get a knob shot for free. All you got to do is pay the shipping and handling. So there's a slight charge there. You can't expect them to give you a free product and mail it to your house for
Right.
nothing. So the shipping and handling is $8.95. They take the top of a baseball bat and they turn it into a mug. And then on the bottom, so they don't waste the bat, they turn it into a shot glass or a shot mug. So head on over to dugoutmugs.com/7line and pick yours up today. They do have the Mets, obviously, but if you're buying these for a friend or a family member as a gift, maybe, if you're not buying it, if you're getting one for free, so you can pretend that you bought them a gift,
Exactly.
you could select the team that you want there and add it to your cart. And don't forget that they always have different offers there. So if you purchase something, add it to your cart, and then also go back and pick up something else, you can use a promo code from the top of the site here and just get involved. Great friends of the show, and they've been hooking us up and dealing with us for a couple years now, so we appreciate them. Let's get to Steve Cohen because last week we had a great guest. Do you want to tell the people if they missed it?
Yeah, so last week we had Jeremy Wolf from More Than Baseball, which is basically an organization that advocates for minor leaguers, helps them get financial, emotional support. As you all should know, minor leaguers are not usually fairly compensated. Their housing situation usually isn't great. The team usually does the bare minimum, if that, to help them. And it came to light that the Mets in particular do pretty much nothing for their minor leaguers at all levels. So we really wanted to raise awareness of that. We wanted to have Jeremy come on, and we told him, we know Steve Cohen and his people sometimes check out the show. You have basically a direct line to him right now if you want it. What would you want to say? And he gave a really powerful statement of basically saying, do the right thing. You have the means. It is not as expensive as you think it might be. It's very affordable and doable. So just do it. So he had been getting the pressure all week online, Steve Cohen, from all different outlets, not just because of our show, but it happened to be going around. And he caught wind of one of those and said that he is already looking into it.
So the advocates for minor leaguers on Twitter at MILB Advocates, they wrote, within 24 hours of our report, the San Francisco Giants swiftly corrected their policy within the minor league system. They did the right thing. The Mets have the richest owner in baseball. What's taking so long? So Steve actually replied to the tweet, which is pretty cool. We're looking into this and have we are looking into this and we'll have a comprehensive response by late next week. So that's this week. He tweeted this out on Saturday. Yeah, so late this week.
Right.
This was news to me, and we want to be thoughtful and not reactive in my actions. We need to examine our treatment of coaches too. So it sounds like he's on it, which is great. And he's been, going back and forth with some people.
Right.
And what else did he write? He also tweets something out about give everyone a break here. People feel strongly about this issue, and that's and that is perfectly understandable.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's going to do the right thing.
Uh-huh.
Like you said, he kind of, he's stepped into this role, and maybe it's some things weren't really brought to light yet.
Right. It's
So
kind of like
you
it's
can't really
like
blame the guy.
it's like buying a house. You can get an inspection done and you think you know everything that you're getting, but once you move in, you'll always find some things are worse than you thought they were. And I think that's the issue here. And I don't know Steve Cohen personally, obviously, but since he's been here, he has seemed to take, fans' concerns to heart and done his best to, right some wrongs. So actions always speak louder than words. We'll see what actually gets done, but I am optimistic that something will get done.
I believe it will as well.
Yeah.
I mean, once things are on his radar,
Right.
They can't happen overnight, but
Right.
certainly
Having
something
said
like
that,
this,
and I know we've talked about it before, but I'm bringing it up again. Steve, you need to do something about the dogs outside of Citi Field that guy exploits and makes sit out there in all different types of temperature, all different types of weather, all day long. It's gross. I don't know why it's allowed.
Listen, we've been talking about this for years.
For years.
I think what we really need to do is just come up with a date.
We'll stage a protest.
That's what I'm saying.
I will
with
do
a
it.
date, and we'll just show up, even if you're not going to go to the game. Because honestly, but the thing that I'm wary about is that if we make it a protest and talk about it online and tell people to show up, the guy just won't go to work that day.
I know. No. So I don't even think
So
it needs
how
to
do
be
you?
a thing.
It's got to be something like DL.
I have
you
already
tell
said.
people
I know what I'll do.
offline.
It's going to be a hot day. It doesn't matter what the weather is. So whenever it's going to be a hot day, I will go. I will set up a mat. I will wear exactly what the dog is wearing, maybe a little more clothes on top, but I will wear what the dog is wearing, and I will sit there, and you will watch me bake in the sun. And if I'm sweating, what do you think the dog's doing? And that will be all people need to see, that this is not cute.
Right.
This is gross.
I put a tweet,
and I'll sit there with a bowl of water to keep me cool.
I put a blog post up like 3 years ago about this whole situation and how is this allowed. And, we've brought it up. I've added Steve Cohen. I don't want to be a pain in the ass because I know he follows the account. So I don't want him to think like,
I know every time there's an issue, hey, fix this, whatever. But this is gross.
7line's going to, bother me on Twitter.
Yeah.
But, it's something has to be done. And they keep the last ownership kept saying they brought it up and that the city told them that it's kind of like out of their control or something like that. So since it's not their land, the Mets can't technically do much. But if it's happening right outside their ballpark and it's bothering them as a business.
Whose land is it then? Because I will happily talk to whoever's land it is, whoever has the control to do something about it. It's still a human being who should have feelings and morals and
residents,
common sense.
Taxpayers,
Crazy.
It's nuts. So we'll think of something a certain day where we don't tell people when it is online. But
I'll just
tell our
show
friends,
up with a bowl of water.
Maybe like a private Facebook group or some text messages or something. Because I know like Clem and KFC, those guys are on board with this as well.
Yep.
Every time it's brought up, we both kind of team up on like getting the word back out there on the internet, and then things just die out, and then it's out of sight, out of mind.
I'm on it.
But Julia's on it, and you're on it. You got to also write this blog post about our sign contest.
Darren, I don't remember how to write the blog posts. I need the technological help.
I will help you out.
But I will do it.
So one thing that you should do also is we have a new website, a new landing page.
Woohoo!
Very awesome. Coors Light hooked it up. Go to CoorsLight.com/OABT. Instead of us, in the past, we were promoting either Drizzly or Instacart, but now it brings you directly to
we got our
a
own
page that
link.
says buy beer online. So go to CoorsLight.com/OABT, type in your zip code. Here it says 90210 in case you're bougie and you live in Beverly Hills. But you type in your zip, and then on the bottom, it'll give you options that you can click of where you can pick up your beer. So on here, it says Saucy, Minibar, Drizzly, Instacart. I used Instacart the other day to get our beers delivered for 4th of July. So thanks to Coors Light for hooking it up. Go to CoorsLight.com/OABT. Always remember to drink responsibly. Whether it's a 4th of July barbecue, you're just getting ready for this weekend's pregame, Coors Lights are the perfect option for you. Always remember to drink responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I cracked open my first press reset and chill. I opened up my first Coors Pure on Sunday at like noon, and I somehow made it till 2 a.m. So I
was very impressed with you. Darren can't usually hang there.
I'm old. I'm my advanced age. Can't really, get me through 14 hours of hanging out in the backyard.
No, you did really well. I was
two Mets games.
I was very
Subway
impressed.
Series.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I was texting on camera. I got dog issues today, so don't mind me.
No, it's all good. We know you have a crisis going on with your business.
All good.
But you walked in, you're like, I hate owning a business. And I'm like, you might, but at your age, to be as successful as you are, you got to give yourself a little bit more credit.
I know.
So I know it's stressful. It's stressful, but that's part of the gig.
I know.
So I want to bring this up because we were talking about the booth before, and it's going to be really quick because I know I'm now in my advanced age of 40 years old, and I still buy jerseys. Ron Darling the other day said that if you're over 35, you can't wear a jersey.
I think him being a player and being so close to the game clouds his judgment a little bit on this. Gary, too, who also works closely with the game. I think it's very different when you know personally all of these players when you played in the game. Of course, Ron Darling's not going to wear a jersey. He was a Major League Baseball player and he knows everybody in the game. That would be a little weird. But like a random Joe Schmo who has nothing to do with Major League Baseball, if they have a favorite player, why can't they wear a jersey? Who cares?
Did you see the time I interviewed Ron?
I saw it was a long time ago.
It was
right?
a couple years ago. So I went to Ron Darling's house actually, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
Do the show from his house. We did a sit down in his basement. It was great. And he brought this up. Not that he brought up that people just love seeing Keith Hernandez. They love seeing Keith, whether it's at the ballpark, at the hotel, and whatever. So Keith and Ron were in an elevator together.
He told the story on air the other day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Because he told it on the Orange and Blue thing.
I was like, I've heard this before, and I don't know why. That's probably why I heard it.
Two fans walked in, and he said one was wearing a right jersey. Is this the same story?
Yeah.
One was wearing a right jersey. One was wearing a Reyes jersey. And Keith looked at them and said, isn't this a little ridiculous that you guys are wearing jerseys? But like, it's weird because Keith could say that.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, that's just Keith. You know?
Right.
But like Ron says something, it's like the internet hates him, you know?
I know. Because I think it's like Keith, everybody kind of think, I mean, at least like my age, I think of Keith as like my baseball grandpa. Like he just has like probably opinions I don't always agree with, but it's fine. He's funny and it's cute, whatever. And then you got Ron, who's like such a scholar and so much more proper.
I'm sorry. It's not a laughing matter.
Oh, that's mine. That's my button. It's not a laughing matter. But yeah, Ron is always so like proper and whatever that I think when he says something that's like such a matter of opinion and not fact, and he's so strong and adamant about it, feel like it's easy to criticize him. I get it. I get why Ron Darling wouldn't want to see a grown man in a jerk, like whatever. He's so close to the game. But like, if you want to wear, who cares? It's like that's
talking about the hot dog.
Yeah, it's Ron and Keith can get away with different things, obviously.
For
but
sure.
It is what it is. So we do have to chill a little bit because I got some stuff coming out.
Let's do it
over the next couple days, which I actually almost forgot about this somehow yesterday.
No, me and Katie were wondering when this was going on sale. Yeah.
Boston tickets go up tomorrow. We have 1,394 tickets available. They're going to go up at 10 a.m. tomorrow on the 7line.com. And also, if you want to join us at Citi Field, the next home game at Citi Field for us is on August 28th. That's Mets versus Nationals. It's also the day that they're going to retire Jerry Koosman's number. So definitely try to sign up for those. We have less than 300 available for that because our season ticket holders are now back 100% in the section. So those are going to be available next week. I think that says the July 13th. I can't really see it from here.
What day of the week is it?
I think July 13th they're going to go up. Yeah, next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the 13th.
Yeah, so next Tuesday our tickets are going to go up for that next home game at Citi Field. And tomorrow, Boston. We aren't doing a pre-sale for the members this time because I was a little hesitant on doing it that way because, usually we do the members pre-sale, or lately we've been doing the members pre-sale for like LA, and we did it for Philly because there was like no Philly tickets, like 800 tickets, 900 tickets, which sounds like a lot, but it's not when you have 600 members. Tuesday, it's a Tuesday in Boston. We've already been there, and we have 1,400 tickets. I didn't think we needed a pre-sale.
Yeah.
So if any members are watching this, there's not going to be a pre-sale. Just be on time. You're going to get ready. I think that's the way to do it. But we got a little bit of breaking news here.
Ooh. I don't think I know what this is.
We are adding a game.
Oh.
I tweeted about this because the way that the season started with not everyone was able to go, which is insane now because I can't remember the last time I wore a mask. And like 2 months ago, we were still sitting 6 feet apart.
Isn't that wild?
With masks on and so on and so forth. So the world is quickly opening up, obviously. So since some fans have credit and they want to maybe use it on something else, we are adding another game. And I think that Eli and Aria are going to be very happy that it's a weekday. It is a Thursday, September 2nd. We are adding a game to our schedule.
Ooh.
So the way it's going to work is because our members get first crack and this wasn't on their planned schedule for the year. We can't, we're not making them buy a ticket. So the way we're going to work it is there's going to be 2 sales. One will be for the members to get in if they want to get in. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's going to have to be run where it's first come, first serve on seating. So it's kind of going to be how we were at the beginning of the year.
Seats,
won't be assigned seats because this is a new game we're adding.
Yeah.
and then the remainder will go to
General
the
public.
general public at a later date. So
All
if you
right.
guys want to go, it will be a Thursday, September 2nd.
Exciting.
I don't even know who the Mets are playing that day, but maybe some fact checker wants to look it up real quick
Yeah.
in the comments here.
That's why they're there.
So that's gonna be fun because if you think of it this way, our next home game is this Saturday. It's sold out.
Mhm.
The one after that is the Jerry Koosman game, which is
Yeah.
probably going to be a pretty quick sellout.
Right.
The one after that is September 11th versus the Yankees
Yeah.
at Citi Field.
Obviously
Instant
a
sellout.
Yeah.
And then the last game of the year for us is the last home game, which is that Thursday day game at Citi Field. I
Wow.
think it's a day game. So the Thursday game will be the last regular season game.
Right.
And of course, the Mets are making the playoffs. And then Donnie Stevenson's going to be part of the parade on top of the 7-line truck going down the Canyon of Heroes.
Imagine on the 7-line truck specifically.
We're going from like, we don't like this guy to
Get
like,
on our truck.
he's going to be on the roof of the 7-line truck. Yeah. So that is what it is. Oh, and thanks to the 20 people who just wrote,
Amazing.
we are playing the Marlins. So
Perfect.
obviously that's going to be a win. So Thursday, September 2nd, Mets no
Don't get
hitter.
cocky.
DeGrom on the
Don't
mound
get cocky.
against the Marlins. at
DeGrom's on
Citi
the mound
Field.
tonight, no?
Yeah, he is.
Let's go.
But the weather looks iffy too. So I don't want it to be a thing where I remember like Stroman started the game and he
Yeah.
lasted like
I don't
3
need rain
pitches.
delay DeGrom.
So yeah, if you're going to the game tonight, definitely have a good time. If you missed the beginning of the show, we are giving away this weekend's jersey, the DeGrom jersey from the Mets. The Mets hooked us up with the jersey. We have 2 of them. One's going to go to Facebook. One's going to go to Twitter. All you got to do to be involved is share the show if you're watching on Facebook.
Post it on your wall.
Hit the little
Right,
retweet
that one.
button if you're watching on Twitter. And next week we will select the winners. Let's get to last week's winners right now.
Surely.
They are going to get some stuff from Coors Light still because we don't have this Met stuff until
Yes.
now for next
It's
week.
for next week.
So the last week's winners are still going to get the Coors Light tumblers. We got some pint glasses. I don't think we have shirts left, but whatever. We'll hook you guys up. So,
So cool.
last week's winners on Twitter, just because I liked his name as I was scrolling through, Buck Studley on Twitter, and on Facebook, Samil Gutierrez. So also a great name, Samil Gutierrez, but Buck
Strong
Studley definitely stood out to me. So congrats to them, Buck Studley.
Buck Studley sounds like it was like one of the rejected names for Donnie Stevenson, like on the
Yeah,
cutting
right?
block.
Yeah, totally. Very similar. Buck Studley,
Same
Donnie
vibe.
Stevenson, ripping heaters. It is what it is. So, yeah, don't forget, share the show, get involved, especially if you're listening afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
you could always listen to the show as a podcast, or maybe you're watching on a replay on YouTube or something, and you feel slighted. Just
Yes.
go and retweet or share on Facebook, and that's how you get in the running. So, yeah, that is what it is. So, what are you laughing at?
I was just
Because I jumble my words a little bit over here for a
no.
second.
Buck Studley still making me laugh.
Buck Studley.
Strong name.
Yeah, totally. So I don't know if you guys got involved yet in picking up your Project Repat t-shirt quilt, but if you haven't, there's still a chance.
Oh, can
There's
I
still
say
time.
really quick
Sure.
related to Project Repat is we were at Andrew's house the night before 4th of July, had like a game night. We were playing Taboo, and the
That
word was
burrito game too.
yes, a great game. But the word was quilt. And like Zappa was using like the hint, like, oh, like the what they advertise on Orange and Blue thing, whatever. And they're like, Coors. No, Project Repat.
Project Repat. Very cool. Very awesome idea. And what they do is they take your old t-shirts or maybe some jerseys or polo shirts, your favorite, whatever, favorite garment. They cut it into squares and sew them together into a big t-shirt quilt. So it's not just a t-shirt. So people got confused. It's not just a t-shirt material. They back it with a
Oh,
quilt.
yes. It's a whole
An actual
blanket.
quilt. So
Yeah.
it's legit. So go over to their Instagram account. They're giving away one for free every single month just by following their account. So they have 205,000 followers, but the way they do it, the way that the 7-Line works as well, as an account holder, we can click the follower account and see like basically in order.
In order, yep.
So they're probably looking at it that way. Wear something orange and blue, something Mets related, so they know who to pick.
Mhm.
But go to Project Repat USA on Instagram, follow their account, check out all these happy customers, and then go to their website and buy one if you don't win. So projectrepat.com is the website. Project Repat USA is the Instagram account. You should definitely be following them. We have a lot of friends that have these, and they do great work. Yeah. So are you going to the game on Saturday?
I am going to game on Saturday.
With us?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Oh, you got tickets?
Yeah, I'm with Katie and,
Awesome.
and Jared
Awesome.
and Jamie. It's their daughter Harper's first game.
No
so
way.
we're very excited about that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Gonna be cute.
I do want to give another quick shout out to Luis Rojas because not that we're going to get on anything with Trevor Bauer because
Oh, yeah.
everyone know whatever. we don't have to have an opinion on it. We know the facts. We know what's going on with
Right.
that. MLB is doing their job, and the Dodgers don't see him coming back anytime soon. So Luis Rojas, I don't know who the reporter was that asked him about he basically said,
Very
are you
blunt
happy?
question.
Yeah.
Are you happy that the Mets never got Trevor Bauer now? Like,
And
whatever.
he smiled for a second, and his answer was great. And all he used it as a way just to praise Taijuan Walker.
But what I loved about it is he didn't say, he's a great pitcher. He's like, Taijuan Walker's a great person.
Great person.
And that's
and
all
we're
you
very
needed
happy
to
have
say.
him.
Yeah.
And
He's a good character person, which
Right.
is what he needed to say there. So
absolutely.
that is true. And he was snubbed at the All-Star game. So
Yes, big snub.
we love Taijuan Walker.
So we are gonna try to put together this list after the show of our 50 Mets of the
I'll
season.
try it. I'll
So
try.
I titled this show 50 Shades of Mets because I heard Kelly talking to someone at our house the other night about this new show. Did you? But it's like a 50 Shades of Grey style show.
Is it like a porn show?
It's I never saw 50 Shades of Grey.
I never saw it either because it was just like
But
something
it's-
I didn't feel comfortable watching in
There's
case somebody
some
walked
style
in.
show out right now that's modeled like after that kind of movie, I guess. I don't know.
Alright,
Maybe
it's
it's
gotta be on
sexual. I don't
HBO.
know. It's got to be on something, NC-17. But I was thinking about the 50 players in that show, and I just titled the show 50 Shades of Mets.
All right.
So that's where we're at right now in life.
a little kinky. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it is what it
Spice
is.
it
It's
up.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
So
fine.
don't forget, guys, to support our sponsors: Coors Light, Dugout
Yes.
Mugs, Project Repat. Julia's got a lot going on today, so we're going to cut the show 10 minutes early
do.
here
I'm
because she's
sorry.
freaking out. In between,
I'm sorry.
no, it's cool because you run a business.
I know.
In between,
And we don't usually do the show today. I'm supposed to be working right now.
Right.
Yeah.
and I was like, I'll do it earlier. She's like,
Yeah.
I can't. I got stuff in the morning.
It's
I got
fine.
dogs in the afternoon.
It's fine.
It is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. So we are gonna, reconvene on Saturday. Definitely come to the tailgate party. Before I let you go, I am
Heck
gonna
yeah.
pick this up again just so I can show the people
Do it.
where the tailgate party is, because some people get confused about where we're going to be, because years ago we used to be in the MTA lot, and then we since moved to the Marina lot a few years ago, and that was mainly because of the US Open.
Yes.
So US Open takes a lot of the parking spots, and we moved, and I love the move. So
Yeah.
the people who commute on the train don't like that we moved, but
It's scenic.
it's very convenient. And now, and just to give the Mets a shout out also on this, the fence, did you see that they opened a fence?
no.
So remember when we would party in the Marina lot, we'd have to walk all the way around.
Yes.
Not anymore. They actually, right at the stoplight.
Oh, you're
at the
right.
End of Seaver Way. Is it Seaver Way? Yes, Seaver Way.
Yes.
They open up a gate and they put like a big spotlight there. So at night it's like nice and bright. They open it up. They only open it during games. So now it's a straight shot to the bullpen
Easy.
gate.
Awesome.
So convenient. So that's where we're going to be at in the Marina lot. And I had these guys yesterday hit me up from the Isles Fanatic Army. They're big Islanders fans.
Oh, cool.
They want to come down. They want to contribute. They want to bring tents. They want to bring drinks. I'm like, yeah, more the merrier. So
Awesome.
even if you're not sitting with us, but you're going to the game on Saturday, it's a 4:00 start. Come hang out. We're going to be in the Marina lot. If you go to the7line.com, click on the blog and scroll down, there is a map. It's very simple. You cannot miss it. We're going to be right where that pin is, and come and hang out. More the merrier. The only thing I ask is that you respect the lot. Like we were talking about me cleaning the backyard yesterday with Kelly. The lot, not on our part, but I've seen some people who kind of
Clean up
do
after
their thing and leave their
yourselves.
crap everywhere.
Yeah.
So
You're adults.
I bring garbage bags usually. If you forget one, just ask me for one. I'll help you out. And that is what it is. So see you on Saturday. Don't forget tomorrow, Boston tickets. Next week, our next outing goes up. And
Daniel Murphy next week.
Daniel Murphy and Tori next
And Tori.
Monday.
Love Tori.
We have a lot of great stuff to talk to them about. I think the whole show is basically gonna be like the Murphys.
Yeah.
Us and the Murphys.
They got a lot to talk about.
And it should be fun. So see you guys next week. Stay safe, have fun, pick up some Coors Lights for this weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Let's go. Remix.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box. This is absurd. I'm sorry. It's not a laughing matter.
See you guys.